If you've ever worked with data, you know it feels like a real quest, right? And just like any good quest, the very first step is preparing your gear. In the world of data, that means one thing and one thing only: getting it clean.
So, go ahead, take a look at your spreadsheet. Is your data telling you the truth, or is it just this chaotic mess of errors and weird inconsistencies? Yeah, that messy data. That's the dragon we have to slay before we can find the real treasure hidden in our analysis.
All right, so before we charge into battle, every hero needs a code. We have to agree on what clean data actually means. So let's define our standard, the 5 virtues of data.
Okay, so what really makes data clean? It's not just about looking neat and tidy. It actually comes down to 5 key qualities that make sure our data is reliable and trustworthy. Let's break them down one by one.
First up, and this one is absolutely non-negotiable, is accuracy. It just means your data reflects the real world. No typos, the correct numbers, the right dates. Without accuracy, any conclusion you draw is basically built on a foundation of sand.
Next up, we've got completeness. You can't tell the whole story with missing pages, right? It's the same idea. Complete data means you have all the necessary information for your analysis with no critical gaps that could totally skew your results.
Then there's consistency. This is all about making sure your data plays by the same rules, especially when you're combining it from different places or looking at it over time. If your sales data from January is in dollars and February is in euros, well, you've got a big consistency problem.
And that leads us perfectly to our 4th virtue, uniformity. If consistency is about comparing different datasets, uniformity is making sure a single dataset speaks one coherent language. Are all your dates formatted the same way? Are all weights in kilograms? That's uniformity.
And finally, we have validity. Think of this as the guardrails on your data highway. It makes sure every value falls within an acceptable logical range. An age entry shouldn't be 200. Validity prevents these absurd outliers from crashing your whole analysis. All right, with our code established, it's time for our first victories. We're going to start by taming some of the most common data gremlins, those super annoying little issues that seem small but can cause huge problems. Our first gremlin is the sneaky extra space. You often can't even see them, but a trailing space or a double space between words can completely break your formulas, filters, and lookups. They're tiny, but they are so much trouble. But don't worry, we have a magic spell for this, the trim formula. It's so simple. Create a new column, type equals trim, and select the messy cell. Drag it all the way down the list. The final trick? Copy your new, clean column and paste as values over the original. This locks in the fix, and poof, every extra space is just gone. The next gremlin we're tackling, the empty void of blank cells. They can cause all sorts of errors in your calculations and make your averages, sums, and counts totally inaccurate. We need to deal with them systematically. And here's a brilliant way to do it. Instead of hunting for them one by one, just press Ctrl-G for Go To, click Special, and then select Blanks. Excel will highlight every single empty cell for you. Then you just type a 0 or NA, press Ctrl-Enter, and fill them all in one go. It seriously feels like magic. Our final gremlin for this round is the duplicate entry. If you're counting customers or products or sales transactions, duplicates will completely inflate your numbers and lead you to some seriously flawed conclusions. Luckily, Excel gives us a powerful one-click weapon for this. Just head over to the Data tab, click Remove Duplicates, tell Excel which columns to check for matching values, and click OK. It's incredibly fast and super effective. And that's the impact. One click, and suddenly, more than 1,000 errors are gone. You should never underestimate the massive payoff of these small cleaning steps.
Okay, we've defeated the gremlins. Our data is now clean, so it's time to level up our skills. We're moving from just fixing our data to actively reshaping it for better, more insightful analysis.
Let's be really clear on the difference here. What we just did was data cleaning, fixing errors and correcting inaccuracies. What we're about to do now is data transformation. This is about changing the very structure or format of our data to make it way more useful for analysis.
One of the most powerful transformations is simply breaking things apart. When you separate jumbled up text into individual columns, you unlock the ability to sort, filter, and analyze each of those components on its own.
We've all seen this before, right? A
A single, messy column with a name, a department, maybe a phone number, all just crammed together. It's impossible to sort by department or filter by name when it's like this.
But with a fantastic tool called Text to Columns, you can find it under the Data tab. You can instantly transform that mess into this: 3 perfectly organized columns. Now you can analyze each part separately. It is a total game changer.
Here's another powerful move: transposing. Sometimes your data is structured with, say, months going down a column, but you need them running across the top row for a chart. Well, with a simple paste special and transpose, you can flip your entire table on its side, instantly giving you a whole new perspective.
So, our quest is reaching its conclusion. We've navigated the challenges, we've tamed the chaos, and we have transformed our data. The reward is right here: a clean, organized, and trustworthy dataset that is ready for its next adventure.
And that's where I'll leave you. Your data is now clean, it's accurate, and it's ready to be analyzed. The real question is, what story is it going to tell?